Hey everyone, my name is the Theme Park Evangelist. So, I am getting to my next topic a little later in the day than I was originally intending to. I did another one earlier before I took a shower and all that fun stuff. And of course, at the time, my nose was stuffed up like crazy. Um, Ever since then, I've showered, I've shaved, I've brushed my teeth, and all that. I've already had breakfast and lunch, and on top of that, I've already been to a work meeting and came back home again. If you guys watched my very first vlog earlier today, you probably noticed that um, I looked like a mess and I sounded like a mess. Well, I am happy to say I sound a lot better now. I still have some congestion, and I can definitely tell the sinus pressure is definitely impacting my head too. And also, this weather's not helping, so if you guys are not aware, there is a hurricane in the area, and it's actually heading towards Greater Cincinnati. TJ thinks it's hilarious because he thought, oh, David's never going to have to deal with a hurricane again. Well, guess what? Sometimes they still come up here this way, and that's kind of weird. Um, so, anyway. Oh, it's the school bus. Yeah, sometimes the school bus comes all the way down here to drop off kids and pick up kids. Apparently, if I ever work the 7 or the 8 a.m. shift, it's definitely the mornings when I need to give myself more time because there's a lot of schools in session. So it's quite interesting trying to maneuver around this area. I live in Dry Ridge as of the past couple of weeks now, and it's just like, oh my word, how do I get around here? Um, as you probably saw when you click this vlog, that I'm going to be talking about today, what it has been like adjusting to YouTubing here in Northern Kentucky versus Central Florida. Now, I might have talked about it in the past, but I'm just going to go back over it again if I have already. But before I do that, I just want to let everybody know really quick that as of right now, there is a hurricane in the area. And the current plan is to vlog a Halloween haunt on Saturday night. Now, I am keeping very close eye on the radar, and I'm also communicating with the Ohio Joneses, Ohio Jones, aka Danny, on whether or not they're going to be having the scare zones inside this year. I'm even just waiting to see if they're even going to cancel Halloween Haunt this weekend altogether, and Tricks and Treats for that matter too. So just keep up with me on my Facebook page, facebook.com/the theme park evangelist, and we will see what happens because who knows what's going to happen, and we'll just go from there. I do have a backup plan for Sunday afternoon if Tricks and Treats does end up canceling, but it will not involve YouTubing. My backup plan is to take Katie and my parents finally to DeVal Park. That does not involve that much going outside. I do want to take them down to the Overlook if possible, but there is a museum that is open on Sunday afternoons that is completely indoors. So that is plan B if plan A fails. And plan A is to take Katie to Tricks and Treats, and we're going to have a surprise guest with us. Plan A on Saturday is Halloween Haunt, and that's not till Saturday night. And plan B is just to hang out with Katie and my parents at their place on Saturday night. And just watch movies, play board games, just kind of lay low and just stay inside out of the rain. I always have a plan B whenever I plan stuff, especially when it comes to weather. Trust me, not the first time I've had to do this. It just means that one option involves YouTubing and the other option does not. Kind of frustrating, right? So, anyhow, let's go ahead and get into this topic. So, first of all, I started my YouTube channel back in December of 2016. Co-founder and co-creator TJ helped me start up this YouTube channel. The YouTube channel was officially started at Universal Orlando Resort. I eventually moved here to Northern Kentucky back in June of 2019. And let me tell you guys, it was quite a change. I mean, for about 3 years there, give or take, 2.5, we'll go with that. I was YouTubing at the Disney resorts, Universal Orlando, Disney Springs, Walt Disney World, Legoland, Florida. My YouTube channel was literally theme park this, theme park that, and if it wasn't even theme park, it was at least Disney or Universal this or Disney or Universal that. I rarely did anything in Polk County, like at all. Unless it was like the odd occasional at home vlog, and I felt like that's when my YouTube channel was like super boring. Let's be honest. And back then, I didn't have a lot of confidence when I was doing my at home vlogs. So when I first moved here to Northern Kentucky, I had to get good at the at home vlogs. I had to find a way to keep my YouTube channel interesting and keep content rolling in. But I also knew, okay, well, the only way to do that was to do at home vlogs most of the time. So I had to keep practicing and keep practicing talking to a camera, even though I'm literally just talking to a camera and not an actual person. But at the end of the day, I just started telling myself in my head, in a way, David, you are talking to people because somebody is going to click on your video or tap on it, whether it's on their phone, smart device, tablet, computer, laptop, you name it, and they're going to start watching your video. They may watch as little as 30 seconds or maybe even less than that. They might even watch about half of it. They may even watch all of it. It depends. You might even gain a subscriber or two from this. You just don't know. And I was like, okay, well, that's a good way to look at it. So I started doing that, and, just gradually over time, I started building up confidence, and I was like, wow, this is actually not as bad as I thought. But, it was still a really weird adjustment because usually I'm very used to having some kind of entertainment to fall back upon, and yes, I still have that ability, but it's not like down in Central Florida where you're literally immersed in it. There is really nowhere in Florida you can go without traveling even just a minimum of 15 minutes and finding some kind of entertainment. It's pretty crazy. Yes, granted, down in Central Florida, unless you travel all the way to the Disney World area, you're not going to find putt-putt courses all over the place. But that doesn't mean that there are not putt-putt courses nearby that are, still around. I said a decent one. Now, there is actually a putt-putt course that was about 30 minutes away from where I used to live 5 years ago, but it was, really cheesy. I mean, we're talking as cheesy as the one that Katie lives over by. I have noticed since I've moved here that there are a lot more putt-putt courses nearby, but they're also really cheesy. Except for the Florida's World of Golf. Well, that's actually pretty decent. I will give them that. I have actually YouTube there, believe it or not. And every now and then you might have an airplane that goes over your head and you're like, like, where in the world did that come from? So yeah, it's kind of interesting. I've had my second coffee. So I was checking to see if my roommate was home. I heard something earlier. Kind of hard to tell from where I'm sitting. Because I'm in my room, for those of you who cannot tell right now. I think it's kind of a dead giveaway, but yeah. That second cup of coffee really helped me out. And having something hot on my throat recently also is helping my throat out too. But, I have not really had that many out of the house vlogs, but when I do, they're really, really cool. And, there's a lot of local places nearby that are interesting, but the biggest problem with this area that I've discovered, and I've actually talked about this in previous vlogs, is the fact that a lot of the things I like to vlog around here are only seasonal, and it's very frustrating. And it's just like, I love Country Pumpkins. Country Pumpkins from where I'm currently living right now is about 10 minutes away. And granted, I could probably go right now if they're actually open, but at the end of the day, do I have the money to go do that? Not really. But at least I know it's 10 minutes away. Yes, I have the time, but I don't have the money. And also, how much fun is it for me to go and YouTube that by myself? Not much fun. Now, with Katie, it makes it a lot more fun. I actually talked about that in another vlog. How has Katie improved my YouTube channel? And I did that back on Tuesday because it was supposed to be Monday, but Monday got a little crazy and it didn't happen. So, it is what it is. But, needless to say, I've, had some very interesting vlogs here. Not just at home either. Also, since I've moved here, I have vlogged at the Cincinnati Zoo quite a few times, and not just during the daytime. The PNC Festival of Lights I've talked about quite a few times. That's a really fun event to go to every single year, and I usually spend less than $40 on it, and I look forward to it every single year. Yes, it's a Christmas event, but still, it's always a highlight of my year. I always love going. Let's even talk about the Creation Museum and the Ark Encounter. They're local here to Northern Kentucky. Let's start with the Ark Encounter. I live very close to it now. I live about 12 minutes away, and I actually work next door to it. So the Ark Encounter always has something going on, but my absolute favorite time of the year to go there is once again during Christmas time, and they do an event called Christmas Time. I know, play on words, right? And they have all kinds of things from thousands of lights to True Song, their resident artists that come up and sing Christmas songs for everybody for free. And also, sorry, it was my dad. And also they have, trying to think here, a Christmas buffet, which is really neat. Of course, it costs additionally, but if you're into that kind of thing, then yeah, it's absolutely worth it. And also, they have I need to pause this apparently because apparently my dad doesn't understand a heart. Apparently my dad's sick and he decides to him. My brother and Katie both know what I mean by a heart or a thumbs up. Apparently it must be a millennial thing because they both know that means yes. And they also know me really well. Apparently my dad, being a Gen X, does not understand that. He goes, "What?" I always love doing that. It's like, I'm sorry, I don't understand millennial lingo. You have to actually communicate with me. So, yeah, that was fun. But, yeah, I always loved going to the Ark at that time of the year, and just even going over the Creation Museum. The Creation Museum does something completely differently during Christmas time. They have a turkey dinner. They have a ham dinner. They also have thousands of lights. What's that? I think this cold's coming back to bite me in the butt again, but what do I know? I haven't blown my nose here in a hot minute. And they also have a living nativity. Last year they had all kinds of dramas indoors that I thought was really neat. I have no idea what they're planning on doing this year, especially since I don't work there anymore. And Katie is the only inside source I have to the Creation Museum right now because she works for Photo FX over there, and then my roommate is the only inside source I have to the Ark Encounter. Technically, I could ask my close friend Ayla, but I don't see her nearly as much as I see my roommate. I see my roommate once every few days, give or take, and then most of the time I see him, he's passed out on the couch because he's had a long day at the zoo. Yes, he is a zookeeper. He's a full-time zookeeper. He works first shift, I work second shift. Now, next week I should see him more, but we'll see what happens. My problem is I tend to go up to Florence to spend time with Katie after work if I work first shift, because Katie works first shift as well, and she's always home by about 5:15, give or take. And then she goes to bed usually about 10 o'clock at night. And then normally I work second shift, and she's about to get off literally within 2 hours of me going into work. But I can't always, guarantee I'm going to have the same schedule as her, which is crazy. I'm kind of glad I did come back home, because I just suddenly remembered before I even leave to go and see her again tonight that I got to go take care of the garbage. My roommate has a bad habit of leaving it for me to do, which I don't like, but it is what it is. It gives me something to do, I guess. That's a good way to put it. Guess my mom's starting to not feeling well too. That's not good. Also, since I moved here to northern Kentucky, I have really enjoyed just being able to go to a different theme park than Disney, Universal. Going to Kings Island gets a little boring after a while too. But, at the end of the day, it makes Disney more special. Why do I say that? Because, if you go to the Magic Kingdom, for example, all the time, then it's going to get a little boring going on the monorail or going on that ferry boat and just walking around Magic Kingdom, enjoying all those rides that I absolutely love all the time. But what I love about going only like once a year, give or take, is the fact that it makes it more special to me. It's that, yes, I'm finally coming back for a visit. It's not, what do I feel like riding today? The monorail, the ferry boat. That's a regular that usually has that kind of debate in their mind. And I can tell you guys right now, that is usually half the battle of TJ and K. What are we going to ride today? Are we going to take the ferry boat or the monorail? I guess whatever is faster. Oh, the ferry boat's going faster today. Okay, we'll take that. So that's a normal argument between those two when they go to the Magic Kingdom. And then for them, it's, all right, let's go hit up all the mountains. We'll go do some, cool rides, and then we'll leave. And that's it. Of course, I'll go do Tron, because that's the cool thing to do over there now. There's no splash now. Sad. But, at the end of the day, that is literally their biggest debate is, let's go do this or let's go do that. And then they'll go stop at like Red Robin or something on their way home. Or, oh, let's go do some Uber together. Or they'll go back to their friend Dell's place. You've seen him before on my YouTube channel. And then they'll just literally sit there in front of their phones and do this number. And it's like, you guys are so exciting. Not. But when I go, I make it really special. I enjoy being able to just walk around and show everybody the changes, being able to spend it with Katie. I love being able to just enjoy the foods and the beverages. I love being able to just immerse myself, not being in a hurry. I get to everything when I get to it. I love being able to go out for a nice meal and then leave when I want to leave. I don't always necessarily feel like I'm in a rush. And I can tell you guys right now, TJ and K don't operate like that at all. And they can't stand anybody who doesn't operate like they do. And they tend to run off on people who operate like I do, because they go so much that people like me PO them off. And that's just the best way to put it. So I usually tell them, you know what, if you're going to be like that, then I don't want you to come. That's all there is to it. And I don't want to invite Kay to go to Disney with me if I have Katie with me because of that reason. Because I'm not inviting somebody to go to Disney with me, especially in my honeymoon, if you're just going to end up running off on me and doing your own thing. It's like, there's no point. You can come back next week after I'm gone because you still live an hour away. I do not. If I wanted to move back, I would, but I don't want to. So, anyway, another thing that I love about living here in northern Kentucky that, I did not have back in central Florida is the, as far as this YouTube channel is concerned, I'm just stopping and thinking here for a minute. Well, if it really comes down to it, I just, besides the at-home vlogs, I love being able to go out and explore new things. Sometimes during my downtime, like today, I not always do an at-home vlog. Sometimes I'm doing research on stuff I can do for my YouTube channel, or even for Katie and I to do. And usually I'll say to Katie, oh, that looks like something that would be really cool for my YouTube channel. And Katie is very, very supportive of my YouTube channel. And she's like, oh, yeah, that would be fine. And I'm like, sweet. So, I start planning it way in advance. I'm not going to tell you guys anything I got planned for the YouTube channel other than what's announced all the way up till early November. But I will tell you guys that, Katie and I do have some stuff planned for the YouTube channel. As far as what we're doing in North Carolina next year, for example. And I will tell you guys right now, it is, because I want it to be a surprise for you guys. Now, Katie and I know about it, but you guys will find about it when the time comes. And I can guarantee you guys that you will love it because of the fact that it's not something you normally get to see on here. And yes, it may not necessarily have anything to do with theme parks, but it is still creative, and it does have to do with traveling. And, people have probably asked me more recently than ever before, if your YouTube channel is more about travel at this point, why don't you call yourself the travel evangelist at this point? I could, but at the end of the day, my YouTube channel is still very good about sticking to that theme park content. I mean, this year, I did YouTube at Disney, I did YouTube at SeaWorld, I did YouTube at Universal, and I've YouTube multiple times at Kings Island. Same thing is going to happen next year. I'm going to YouTube at multiple times at Kings Island, and I guarantee you guys you'll see Disney and Universal, and you never know. You might even see Dollywood again. You saw Dollywood last year if you watched my YouTube channel then. So, I do stick to that theme park content. Trust me. I would say on average, I still do at least 25 theme park vlogs a year. That's a minimum. I don't do less than that normally. I would have to go back and actually count every single theme park vlog I've ever done. But I still am very good about sticking to that theme park content because the name of my YouTube channel is the Theme Park Evangelist. Eventually, I'm moving to North Carolina. And eventually, I'm going to be moving closer to Charlotte. Where do you think I'm going to be YouTubing at next? If you answered Carowinds, you're absolutely right. That is the name of the next theme park I'm going to be YouTubing at in the next couple of years. Meaning by, or within the next few years, I should say. So not 2026, but by 2027. And yes, I will become a Gold Pass holder there too. And, I'm really looking forward to it. I think that will be another really neat theme park to YouTube at. And I'm really looking forward to exploring another Six Flags park. Yes, if you guys are not aware, it's no longer Cedar Fair, it's Six Flags. That's pretty crazy. I didn't think I would ever say that, but Six Flags has grown out of proportion. So technically, yes, this will be my third Cedar Fair park, but in reality, it's going to be my third Six Flags park that I have visited in my lifetime. And I still haven't even visited any of Six Flags' original parks yet. So I'm kind of curious to see what the uniforms are going to look like next year when they have the Six Flags Entertainment logos on them. Because right now it's the Cedar Fair Entertainment. So next year it's going to say Six Flags on them. So yeah, that'll be kind of weird and crazy. I'm really hoping that Katie will get done earlier because of the fact that I really would like to go out for dinner with her that much sooner, but I also understand she needs the hours and the fact that it's just her and her boss right now at work. So these things happen, but I am probably going to end up leaving here shortly just in case, so that way I'm already out there ready to go. I do need to make a couple of stops. First of all, the recycling center, and then secondly, Meijer, because I need some groceries for this place. But I got to store it in Katie's refrigerator until I can get back home. Otherwise, it's going to get warm and it's going to go bad. And I don't really want to take care of that on my way home tonight. Thank you very much. When Katie gives me permission to leave stuff in her refrigerator temporarily for free, why wouldn't she? She's my future wife. So, okay, she just literally messaged me. I'm going to be leaving in about 20 minutes. So let's try to wrap this up so I can go take care of the garbage and be out of here. So yeah, at the end of the day, I am very thankful for all the different YouTube videos that I have done here over the past 5 years. I've only scratched the surface. I mean, for crying out loud, I've done stuff I've never even done before down in Florida, like Winter Jam. I never went while I was in Florida. Why? Because the only city that was doing Winter Jam in Florida was Tampa. If you guys are not aware, that's a 2-hour drive from Lake Wales. 2 hours. Now, get this. Here in Kentucky, I have 3 locations. 3 I can go to within the span of 2 months. I have Cincinnati, which is only 20 minutes from my parents, or 40 from here. I have Lexington, which is 1 hour from here. And then I have Louisville, which is about hour and a half from here. But still, when I was living with my parents, it was only 20 minutes. It's like, I don't understand why it's so much easier to visit a simple event like Winter Jam. Like earlier this year, they didn't even have Winter Jam in Cincinnati at all. They actually had it at NKU, that's short for Northern Kentucky University. That was still like 20 minutes away, not 28, 20 minutes away from my parents. And that was right off of I-275. Yes, it was a little tricky to get in. Yes, they reached capacity right after my brother and I got in. But the important thing is God made sure we still got in. And I had never vlogged that before, and let alone attended it. And I was like, sweet, this is awesome. I get to actually attend this for the very first time in my life. So I figured, I would throw that out there as a perfect example of something I've never attended in my life until I moved here. And, there are other things I could mention, but, the point is, moving here has really been a blessing to me. I mean, 40 Days of 40 Nights of Gospel Music has been a huge blessing to my YouTube channel, more than AIG even could possibly imagine. I love being able to attend it every single year. And I'm really thankful to my friend Ray, who gave me those free tickets so I could go see David Crowder for free. And I could go and vlog him live. The front row thing was very spur of the moment. I did not expect that, let alone to bump into Caitlin Aubrey where I did. And for those of you who do not know, she is my Facebook page moderator. So I'm allowed to say her name, her first and last name. Well, it is that time, so I will see you guys in the next vlog, which is going to be on Saturday evening, night, whatever. As of right now, like I said, check my Facebook page, check my community tab on my YouTube channel, too, for that matter, for any updates regarding the weather. I'll even take screenshots of the radar if I have to, just so people will pay more attention. And just be praying for everybody impacted by this hurricane. And always remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Have a great day. Peace out.